Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we will be cooking arroz con pollo, which is a very special dish that my mom would make me when I was a child. Here is our lineup. We have chicken and some spices like cumin, black pepper, garlic salt, chicken bouillon, oil, garlic, rice pilaf, and vegetables. This will all be in our ingredients today for making arroz con pollo. We will start off by making sure that our stove is at the correct temperature. I usually put it between a temperature of 4 and 5, medium heat. We add oil and then garlic to the pan. Once the garlic is sizzling into a golden brown, we can add our chicken. Add one by one and make sure to not have any contact with any other surfaces to decrease your chances of getting salmonella or any other sickness. Once you're done handling the chicken, make sure to wash your hands thoroughly. Once we have washed our hands, we are now ready to season the chicken. We will use the seasonings that were listed before. As I am pouring these seasonings onto the chicken, please note that they are right next to me in a close proximity that makes it easier for me to access in order to cook in a timely manner. We started off with garlic salt, and now you can see that we are pouring on the cumin. We move on to the black pepper. Make sure that you are pouring enough on. Don't be shy because the chicken actually absorbs a lot of the flavor. Once the chicken has been seasoned on one side, we then flip them over after 2 minutes and you can see that they're golden brown. After that, we then re-season the other side and make sure for the other side to sit for 2 minutes and let that get golden brown as well. Once we start finishing up seasoning our chicken, we then get the water ready to put in. That's about a cup. Make sure to pour the water evenly so that the seasoning doesn't get stuck on the skin. Once the water has been added, we are now ready to set the timer to 45 minutes. Now that the water has been added and the timer is set, we are now ready to add our chicken bouillon all over that chicken. Now that we have all the seasonings in the chicken and the water, we are now ready to add the mixed vegetables. I cut the top of the bag, and as you can see, I then pull to open the rest. I then tip it over and add the frozen vegetables into the pan. Make sure that they're evenly distributed throughout so that they can soak up all of the juices from the water. After pouring them in, I grab my new spatula and start distributing it around so that the vegetables can soak up all of the juices from the water. Once we have done that, we are now ready to wrap up. We are now ready to start the cleanup process. As you can see, I put a wet towel next to my cooking space for afterwards and a new spoon for tasting. I then add a 1 1/4 cup of water to a pot with a tablespoon of butter in order to get my rice started while the chicken is cooking. Here I use rice pilaf, but you can use whatever rice you like. We now only have 18 minutes left until the chicken is completely done. I then take this time to flip it over. We can also use this time to taste the chicken and make sure that it is to our liking. Now that we have tasted the chicken and made sure that it was to our liking, we are now ready to serve since it is done cooking. I usually serve the rice first. Using a serving spoon here would have made it easier instead of using the spatula. Now that we have served the rice, it is now time to serve the chicken. I use 2 forks for a good grip, and we usually like to eat it shredded. It's mostly up to you. After adding the veggies, we add some Cholula just for some extra spice. Now that everything has been served, we can do a quick cleanup with the wet rag that I had prepared near my workstation. And remember that this is a top secret recipe, so make sure to enjoy this with a loved one. Now that we have finished eating, we can now pack up the rest of the food to enjoy on another day. We can now clean the dishes. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe.